Let's do this one more time. Let's set it up so that this happens a little faster and we can actually see the timeouts here. Okay, so, our interface is back up. Do show span VLAN 10. Okay, our root port it's in listening right now. Remember, we go through those different states, and now it should be learning. You also notice that the alternate port went to a blocking state, and F01 did not go into a blocking state. It is automatically forwarding because it is a point-to-point edge port. Okay, but remember when we go through that process of sending a proposal, we block all our alternate ports. All other ports go into a blocking state while we figure things out. So that's what happened here. Okay, so now I've got my my designated forwarding port, my root port, my alternate port. I'm going to issue the command shut, but I'm not going to actually hit enter yet. Well, let's come on back over here. Let's do an unall and turn off the debug. And let's do that ping again. And now let's go ahead and shut the port. And now notice we're timing out. So you got to be quick jumping between these. But spanning tree will recalculate. And we'll see that happen in just a second here. Point being that when I'm just running the standard IEEE spanning tree protocol, a topology change, it doesn't reconverge quickly. It takes a little bit of time to reconverge, and we see that happening here. Now, it will reconverge. There we go. But you can see we had quite a bit of timeout before the reconvergence occurred. So let's go ahead and stop this, and let's go back to switch 3, and let's bring the interface back up. Let's watch it go through those states again. So the root port is now in a listening state, and we're going to be in that listening state for about 20 seconds. Now we're in learning state, and then pretty soon we'll be in a forwarding state. Now there are some features that we can enable here, like backbone fast and uplink fast. We could enable those features to help us converge a little more quickly. That'd be fine. There we go. We're reconverged now. Rather than doing that, let's go ahead and change our domain to rapid spanning tree. So the way that I'm going to do that is spanning tree, and I'll hit the question mark here. You can see spanning tree mode is one of the options that we have here. Now you also see in some of this output, there's backbone fast and uplink fast. Those are those two features that I was telling you that we could implement to help us to reconverge more quickly. We're not going to worry about that, but spanning tree, and then we're going to say mode rapid PVST. And then we're going to do this on all of our switches. I'm just going to highlight that here so I don't have to type. Drop it in there. And let's do a show span VLAN 10 over here on switch 3. And you'll notice not a lot has changed except for the fact that the spanning tree protocol enabled is now rapid spanning tree. And you notice we're already converged. We have the root port, which is gig 01, which is what we expected. We have gig 02, which is our alternate blocked port. Let's go ahead and get this port ready to shut it down. Let's go start another ping. Okay, let's come on over, hit enter, and let's see how quickly we reconverge now. Look at that. One ping packet timed out with rapid spanning tree. I think the proof is pretty much in the pudding there, as they say. Rapid spanning tree is not the default on these switches, but you can see it's clearly a better method to implement for that layer 2 redundancy. Now if I go back over here to switch 3, and I do a show span VLAN 10, you can see that my root port has now switched over to gig 0/2. So I'm going to bring the interface back up, and we're going to leave it as is. You're not going to have a lot of spanning tree on the CCIE written exam, and really in the CCIE lab exam, you shouldn't have a whole lot of spanning tree. But just understanding how it works so that from the default perspective, configs being placed on your devices already for the lab exam, you know kind of how to work with it and at least verify the directionality of your traffic. And from the written exam, just understanding the basics, you may be asked about spanning tree and how spanning tree works and things along those lines.